Hello and welcome to my very first video for my new channel, Shannon Gardens. I am so excited that you guys are here, and as any gardener knows, whether you're a novice or an expert, there's a lot that goes into gardening and a lot of preparation and work, but at the end of all of it, you have beautiful flowers, hopefully, and a place, whether you're establishing a butterfly garden or birding or whatever your central focus is, that is your end goal. The work to get there can be arduous, but you do get there and it is worth it in the end. So I am going to take you guys on my work in and out and tips along the way, how a garden develops, and what I've learned, whether it's from talking to people or whether I've learned it just being hands-on. I do tend to be a hands-on gardener. I learn by doing, and so there are a lot of fails with that, and I plan to share that with you guys, so maybe you'll have an easier go of it as you garden as well. Okay, so I will give you guys a little bit of a tour. I've started the cleanup process a little bit later this year than I normally would, and so I've got some things that are already blooming, but as you will soon find out, there's a lot of work still to be done, a lot of weeding to happen, but let's see what we've got going on so far in the garden. Okay, so we'll just head out of the gate over here. We've got some knockout roses. I believe this is the popcorn variety that are blooming now. They've just started blooming this week. This is a variety. We have several knockout roses in our yard, but this variety tends to bloom about a week later than the red variety that we have. So I'm not sure why that is, but it does tend to bloom a little bit later. Okay, so here is the beginning of the garden. I have a lot of drift roses that I've planted actually over the last couple of years that I really like. I like that they spread, and they're pretty prolific bloomers even through the summer, which I love. Up at the top of the hill here, you'll see some climbing roses. Those were the first ones to start blooming a couple of weeks ago. And after they bloom, they may have another bloom toward the end of summer and as it starts to get cooler, but really the spring is when they are at their best. So we have some verbena there that's blooming. Lots of different flowers coming up in the garden, but have not bloomed. And I would say that they are going to here more in May and then into June. At the top of the hill here, I'll show you guys through here. We also have some Baptista, which is beautiful. It's one of my favorite flowers. It blooms, one of the first blooming flowers in the spring in my garden. And I just love the color. I love the leaf. It's a very velvety leaf, and it is grayish green. So I just think it's beautiful. I think the flowers are beautiful. However, when you cut these, the blooms easily fall off. So be careful if you are gonna cut those, that you wanna be very careful with them, because by the time you get them in their house, you may not have any blooms left. Here's just a back view of some of the flowers. I've got another rose bush here that looks like it's trying to bloom its first bud. And a climbing rose here, but we don't have any blooms on that quite yet, or any buds. Okay, I think that's about it. I'll give a little bit of a closer view to the climbing roses just so you can see. They're very, very pretty. It's a very pretty bloom. And then I have these roses. I'm not quite sure what the name is. I forgot, but I purchased them last year and they're beautiful. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to give a quick overview of my garden, or a part of my garden. And as I said, we'll kind of be going through the whole gardening process together, as well as other outdoor adventures and vegetable gardening as well. So I hope that you join me for the next video. Thank you so much.